Hey Sag, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a love check-in reading for you, Sagittarius, in the spirit and the energy of love. This doesn't have to be a romantic, love reading, but any relationship where you carry the energy of love. So family, work colleagues, even friendships. So let's see what comes out with the cards today. Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of Sagittarius. Strong placements, messages of guidance for the energy of love. Strongest messages, please, for guidance for Sagittarius. Remember, Sag, the strongest messages are always going to come through. So if it doesn't resonate for you, don't make it fit. Okay, please and thank you, Spirit. Negative energy must leave the space now. The space is now purged and sealed for Sagittarius. This is a timeless reading as well, so whenever you click on this is when the message is intended for you. Sorry, Sag, I've got a bit of a cold, so excuse the sniffles. Okay, let's do this. For Sagittarius, please and thank you. The Sun, Major Arcana, card of Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo, Sag. You don't have to be. This feels like a connection where there's a commonality in your childhood, maybe with this person. It feels like a connection that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel a sense of home and gives you the freedom or the energy of, the same childlike energy of being free is the sense that I'm getting. It's a very happy energy and your inner child feels safe with this person. Leo energy is solar plexus energy ruled by the sun. And so the solar plexus represents our sense of self-worth. It represents the inner child, our identity, the way we show up in the world. So it feels, it's one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck. It's good feelings, with the sunflowers. If you can think of sunny days, playing outside, riding a horse bareback in a field of sunflowers, it's that kind of energy that you feel with this person, a sense of happiness. The Fool, wow, another major arcana. So you are taking a leap of faith here. The Fool is the beginning of a new journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter, a complete new chapter. And we go through these cycles in our lifetime. There's always chapters, or, the Fool's journey goes from the beginning of the major arcana right through to the World card, which is an ending of a cycle, the completion of lessons, the completion of karmic lessons. It is a card of Aries, and Aries is about the ignition of something. It is about new beginnings. It is a fiery new beginning. This person is taking a leap of faith off a cliff, trusting that they are going to fly, carrying nothing with them. So it's a completely clean slate as well. So you could be embarking on a new chapter with someone, a new beginning, or this is about your sense of adventure, Sag, and doing something adventurous. for yourself here. Two major arcana, so that is big energy. That is big energy. It's guided from a spiritual perspective, is what I can sense here. Another major arcana, wow. So you could be traveling, Sag. You could be relocating. This is the card of Cancer. The Chariot is a very, very fast moving energy. It is about leaving something behind. And it is another major arcana. So 3 major arcana so far for your reading. You are leaving something behind here. And it could be a series of lessons that you've learned with a particular relationship. Or you could be relocating here. Cancer is about a nurturing energy. So it's something out of your comfort zone here, because Cancer is usually the home environment. It's something that creates nurturing or safety and comfort. And this Chariot, leaving behind the village, leaving behind the home, tells me that you are stretching something out of your comfort zone here. So if this is a relationship, it could be a relationship that you are not used to, or a person, a character, a characteristic, a personality that you are not used to, because there's something about leaving your comfort zone here, Sag, and following your passion. It is a sense of willpower as well that I'm getting. There's a strong willpower to do something here. And that is also the card of Leo. You know, the solar plexus energy is about willpower. And those horses are not being reined in. They are moving like wild horses would move, with, you know, the rider trusting where the journey will take him or her. Healing. So something is definitely being healed as you move forward very quickly here, Sag. The Four of Swords energy is about a sense of stillness. And you could have received this inspiration or this guidance after a period of stillness, after a period of pulling back your energy and listening to your inner guidance. And maybe also after a period of heartbreak, where you've gone within. And it's usually in these periods of stillness that we find the insight we need to move forward. It's interesting that she's wearing yellow as well, which is also willpower, solar plexus energy. And the purple belt is your third eye color, which is about intuition and guidance. So there's something about you trusting your intuition and guidance here, Sagittarius. And from that, being able to move forward very, very quickly. You could have been praying about a situation, asking for divine guidance, and it feels like it has landed because there's movement forward here. And very positive movement forward. And also after a period of illusion, maybe, 7 of Cups, Neptunian energy, Pisces energy, we are in the season of Pisces. And the energy of Pisces can be quite elusive or illusory in quality, in nature. It's about options. It's about not knowing which option to choose, not having all the facts, not knowing in which direction to go. And maybe this has been the past energy and why you needed to pull yourself back. But it is an emotional energy. It is emotional fog as well at times, and not having clarity on what to do or how to move forward. But it feels like this fog is lifting and you are rising here out of the fog. Why is the Seven of Cups here? King of Swords. So clarity, definitely clarity. The King of Swords, card of Aquarius, is the king of intellect. It's an energy of intellect. It's an evolved energy of intellect. You may have come out of this emotional fog by using your logic, using your rationalization, using your intellect to look at the pros and cons of a situation. Maybe you are comfortable, Sagittarius, expressing yourself through the mind as well, through a sense of wisdom. You could have strong air placements in your birth chart. But it is about wisdom. It is about acting, but not acting from emotion, especially if there is emotional confusion. And this is what healing can bring. It's about using the mind, the heart, and the gut center to make decisions in alignment and that feel in alignment. And it feels like you've reached a point of clarity or wisdom in your decision to move forward in this situation, Sagittarius. It feels like a very grounded energy, and the King of Swords might feel aloof. It's an aloof energy, but it's because he or she is not using the heart space to communicate or to make decisions. It doesn't mean that this person doesn't have emotion. They do have a lot of emotion, but they've learned how to wield that emotion and temper it so that it doesn't take over and influence impulsive decisions or, thoughts. It's actually a very clear form of mind, a very grounded energy. This could also be a conversation that you've had, a very mature conversation that was emotionally mature, and it has brought a sense of clarity to the emotional fog that you were experiencing. Some of you could be receiving a level up here, I feel, in your career or in a love situation. The bottom of the deck is overwhelm. So this has come out of a period of feeling overwhelmed, maybe sad, or feeling burdened, carrying a lot on your shoulders. That's the background or the underlying energy. But with three major arcana here, this is beautiful energy. You are moving forward very quickly. Let's see, clarity for Sag. Any other messages of guidance or clarification here for this reading? Spirit, please and thank you for Sagittarius. The Hierophant. The Burden card again. The Empress. Heartbreak. Okay, so there was big Taurus energy here. You are definitely leaving something behind here, Sagittarius. There's a sense of, the Hierophant is about commitment. It's about tradition and conditioning, usually. It's the rules and the regulations and the structure that governs the way, the world works, so that there isn't any chaos. But sometimes that structure can limit us or make us feel boxed in a way and needing to fit in. And for a Sagittarius, that is not an energy that you like to be in. It's not about being boxed in, it's not about fitting in. You might feel, depending on your upbringing or your culture or, different aspects of your personality, you might have been feeling that there's a sense of duty or obligation to something. But that began to feel like a burden, this duty or obligation, and you realize that the definition of commitment or the definition of the relationship doesn't have to be what society or culture or anyone else dictates it to be. It's something that you can define for yourself. And it can still be a beautiful relationship. It just doesn't have to be within the confines of a definition of someone else's version of what a relationship should look like. So there's a huge shift here in your spiritual ascension, your understanding of the release of these limitations, these mental models, these boxes that may have been feeling like, keeping you feeling like you are trapped. But trapped in your own mind because you've always known that you have the freedom to move forward if you need to. That is your energy, Sag. The Knight of Wands is the card of Sagittarius. Fire horse energy, and wow, behind that is the Chariot, which is a repeating message. Moving forward very quickly with your willpower. So releasing the burden of conditioning, Sag, is what I'm feeling here. Walking away, this is the Ten of Wands, and it's a repeated message. Burdens, carrying burdens, feeling feeling overwhelmed by maybe your sense of responsibility or obligation or duty, and no longer feeling that you need to continue in this way because it was weighing you down. It was actually draining your energy in a way. And without being selfish, there's times where we need to make decisions to end this, emotional drain, energetic drain, the obligation, the sense of duty. That has to be shared as well. And if it's not being shared and it's affecting the way, you are showing up and it's affecting your energy, then that is definitely going to be something that needs to be released or let go of. And this last year has been a year of releasing burdens. The burden card can be an energy, or the Ten of Wands can be an energy you can get stuck in. But it feels like you're not, and if I remember the last couple of readings for you, Sag, if I'm not mistaken, this card has come out before, but you weren't moving forward in those readings. Now I'm seeing a fast movement forward and a release of whatever this burden was that you were holding on to. Another card of Taurus, the Empress. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. We have the High Priest, the Hierophant, and the Empress here now. Divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy. This is about receiving. It is about abundance. It is about the flow of emotion as well. And recognizing that you are able to flow, Sag, that you are not limited or trapped in any way. It's a very feminine energy, and feminine energy is expansive. It is also about creativity, so you could be birthing something new here with someone. There is heartbreak here, which is why I think the Four of Swords came out. So it's confirming the need to take a step back and heal, because there is heartbreak showing up here. But with the other major arcana, it feels like this is something that has been overcome after a period of healing and stillness. There is something here about your future that you are working on, Sag. This could be with someone else, but it's someone you share a common vision with. Someone that's aligned with your vision of the future, that you can create this tapestry with together. Someone who's also willing to work towards the future that you want for both of you together. So there's a third energy here. There's the energy of yourself, the energy of your partner, whoever you're dealing with, and then the third energy of the relationship. That is the combination of both your energies, and a third energy that is almost like a psychic energy, or an ethereal energy, etheric body energy, that is the energy of the relationship. And all three of those things need to be aligned and working together if you are to have a successful partnership. And I feel like that's something that you are now materializing with your person or with someone here, Sag. This could also be career, moving away from something that was feeling burdensome into a more expressive, more creative vocation. And even though it's a love reading, that would be self-love, right? And love for the work that you bring forward into the world, and an expression of your gifts here. Creating something beautiful here, Sag. I just want to get an oracle message for you to close off this reading, please, and thank you, Spirit. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box. Personal readings are usually a lot more detailed. I have a lot more insight because I'm reading into one or two energies as opposed to a collective energy. So if any of this resonated and you'd like a personal reading, please reach out. My details are below. Okay, Sag, let's see. Oracle message for you. Druid. That's interesting. Guardian angel, you are not alone. Hold the space. I think you, and this is the masculine energy I feel, because I feel like there's a lot of movement forward and a lot of flow, and feminine energy can be unwielding if it doesn't have a masculine energy to hold the space. So I do feel like there is a need for grounding your energy as well, so that you are able to hold the flow of creativity and the fast momentum and the way things are unfolding in your life right now. It's important to ground your energy. Think of a tree and the roots of a tree, and how, the tree adapts with a different season, but it doesn't lose its roots or its stability. It allows for fruit to grow and for leaves to shed and new leaves, to emerge without losing its rooting. So with all this fast moving energy here, and this release of burdens, it's important, Sag, for you to also maintain your grounding. And that could be, just making sure you have some kind of routine to anchor you, or activities in your life that anchor your energy, so you don't feel like you are floating. Guardian angel, so you are not alone, and the fact that there are so many major arcana in your reading, Sag, is indicative of that spirit is working with you, that source is working with you, God, whoever it is that you pray to, you are being guided. Watch out for signs and synchronicities as well to guide you along this path. If you have been feeling alone, you are not alone. And that's a confirmation from Spirit again. I just want to read this message of Guardian Angel to you before closing the reading. Watch for signs. Yes, exactly. Watch for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they are close by. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. The guardian angel card shows the white feather that has become known as the guardian angel's business card. Whenever a white feather appears in your life or this card appears in a reading, it's a message to say your guardian angel and ancestor guides are particularly close at this time and are here to support you with your life and with their love. If you have asked for help with a particular situation, know that there is a divine intervention in the works. Amazing. So as you move forward, know that you are protected and guided as well, Sag. Just remember to anchor your energy and sending you so much love until next time.